You're Locked On Devils, your daily podcast on the New Jersey Devils. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi, this is Bryce Salvador, and you're Locked On Devils with Trey Matthews.
Scores! Oh, Stevens stepped up, nailed it. Brodor's got the puck. What a shot. The Devils win the Stanley Cup.
Alrighty now, what is up, New Jersey? Welcome back to the Locked On Devils podcast here at the Locked On Network. I'm your host, college hockey play announcer, Devils Wire Pucks Pitchforks, and also part-time credential media member, Trey Matthews. As I am recording this episode, the New Jersey Devils are currently traveling up to Winnipeg to take on the Jets. And according to Bill Spalding's social media page, it's still snowing in Winnipeg heavily, despite April fast approaching. Do they ever see the sun? All jokes aside, I figured now was a good time to publish a bonus episode. And I'm also going to do a couple of post-game recap episodes over the weekend. We are fast approaching the end of the season and everything is going up a notch. So don't worry, I'm giving you guys more content over the weekend. But for the time being, I hope you guys enjoyed today's bonus episode. So without further ado, here's some behind-the-scenes sound bites from the Devils' recent game in Chicago.
I wanted to talk to you about some things that Sheldon has said, is that he's really appreciated, the way you've sort of handled this growth opportunity for you when you're not playing, the practices that you're participating. What do you think the biggest change for you has been in that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy for me, but I'm trying to handle that like pro and just focus myself and try to be better every day, and just focus on myself and try to do like the things what I can. So yeah.
What does that mean to you when you say try to handle it like a pro?
Yeah, obviously just be better every day and practice hard, and it's not easy. We don't have much practices, but yeah, just handle yourself right and be ready for next game. And
then for you getting an opportunity, it looks like there's the potential for you to go in tonight. I mean, what do you take from not playing to now going in? How do you need to feel here?
Yeah, obviously we lost 3 games in a row, so I have to bring some energy, and I hope we're gonna win today.
Pally, you're entering the final 10 games here of the regular season. You're someone that this team relies on so many levels. I mean, what would be your message to this group going into this final stretch here that's so important?
Yeah, I mean, we're in a good spot right now where, half of the league would love to be in. But, we need to approach it like a very important 10-game segment. It starts with an important road trip and starting tonight.
What do you want to see from you guys collectively on the ice to embrace that?
Well, I mean, play with the good details. I thought the game against Vancouver, I don't think we played bad. I thought we had a good game. They play well too. But yeah, if we're gonna play hard with the good details, and we need to want it more than Chicago.
And how do you how do you get it? That has to come from everyone individually, right? To become a group that way.
Yeah, I mean, we have a good group of guys here. We're, like I said, we are in a good spot right now. But like I said, important 10 games. We need every point right now. So big game tonight.
And for you, how are you feeling? I know you took off a couple practices, a couple games. How do you feel right now?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine to play. So no limitations. Yeah.
Before we continue with today's bonus episode, let me tell you guys about Trade Coffee. If you're like me, your mornings have to start with a good cup of coffee, but I got tired of settling for grocery store brands that just weren't cutting it for me. That's why I turned to Trade. And let me tell you, this coffee is next level. Trade is the #1 specialty coffee marketplace in the U.S., bringing you fresh coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. Their experts have taste tested thousands of coffees, curating 450 amazing roasts. Whether you're new to coffee or know exactly what you like, they'll handpick the perfect match for you. I am constantly traveling in and out of airports, so I need some coffee to give me an extra pep in my step. Right now, Trade is exclusively offering our listeners 40% off your first order at drinktrade.com/LockedOnNHL. That's drinktrade, TRADE.com/LockedOnNHL for 40% off your first order. drinktrade.com/LockedOnNHL. Okay, let's get back to today's bonus episode. Take it away once again.
Merce, from start to finish there, that was really one of those games where it was a full team effort, being able to roll those 4 lines like that, and everyone really contributing here.
That was great. Just what we needed for the start of the road trip. Get 2 points on our belt and be happy with our game, moving on now for the next one. And like you said, it's great when everyone contributes, and we got to win like that.
What did you appreciate most about the flow that you guys were able to get into in this game?
Good. I felt we had some great shifts offensively, wearing down them in their D zone, creating opportunities, and I think that just carried on throughout the game. That we didn't really give them much life, and that really pays off and then the game.
And I think one of the things you can notice is, you guys were like passing through them a lot. Is that just creating those gaps by the way you guys were playing?
I think we're just playing with a lot of pace, being on the same page, and then when those plays are available, we made them, and that's a big part of the game. Whenever you play with that speed, most of the time they're not really sure how to adjust or what play to make, and it creates a lot more open space for us.
After that goal, which is now Timo's, it looked like you and Timo were discussing who actually got that goal. Did you... I think it was yours.
We were looking like no one really knew. Both of us shot, went at the net, and then I haven't even looked at it yet. I believe there was more sticks in there too, too, right? So there was a lot going on, but both of us were just happy winning the net.
Can you take us through your goal, the one that did count for you?
I think just whenever you get an opportunity like that. I was looking for a play first, and they took away those options, and then Nico had a great screen. So whenever you get an opportunity like that to rip the puck from the half wall coming downhill, it's a great opportunity. And like I said, when the goalie can't see it, it's hard for them to stop, and that's a lot of credit for Nico.
And quite a night for Luke, too, with 3 assists.
Yeah, it's great. Talking about pace, when he plays with a lot of speed and he's up ice, making plays, a lot of things go right for him, and that helps us overall because it gives us a lot more offensive.
Was there a momentum boost when their goal got disallowed? Did you guys feel anything?
Obviously, that's great for us, but more than likely, I think we just stuck to our game. That's a break when you need sometimes in the game, and we just carried on, knew what we had to do to finish it out.
Merce, how much is this about now just sort of remembering this feeling, this good feeling, and taking it into what's going to be 2 tough games?
Yeah, we have back-to-back coming up, 2 good teams over there in the West, and they're important for us, and we want to make sure that we can get as many as we can, and just taking a lot of pointers from this game and how we created opportunities, the type of game that we played, and make sure we're ready for those matchups coming up.
Thanks, Merce. This really felt like a game where you guys were able to get into a really steady flow, rolling 4 lines and finding those passing lanes. What did you kind of like about what you guys were able to do really from the get-go?
Yeah, obviously every line was contributing in their way. Obviously really nice for Bass's line to get in and get the first one, and kind of really get that energy boost for us as a team going. And power play was clicking, and we gave some momentum to the team, and Marky played steady in that. So good full team effort.
How much is this now about, remembering this feeling? We've been through a lot of ups and downs, but this feeling in particular, hearing you guys after the game, right?
I really think that this whole month of March we've been playing pretty good hockey. There's been probably 3 games in March that we've been really feeling that we'll want back, and we'll almost want to replay those games. And I think the rest of the games we've been there every single time. And I think today was a nice kind of motivational boost for us as a team to get this kind of win and scoring some goals, and a lot of lines contributing, and Marky played really well too. So we're excited going into the next game.
How big was that shorthanded goal?
It was good. Like I said before, there was momentum changer a little bit for us, and for us to get a little bit of a breathing room with that lead too. So great job by Pally, and we know they have a very, very good power play. They've been scoring a lot lately, and they showed that to us on their first unit too. So for us to give it back to them was important.
Was there a disallowed goal a momentum changer also for you guys, maybe a little bit?
Yeah, that's what we talked about. We really talked as a team that, okay, boys, this was our wake-up call. We really got to step up. They had a good push there, and we didn't really answer, and they got a disallowed goal, and that was kind of the wake-up call for us that we really got to higher up a notch.
Thanks, Brad. Nate, for you, obviously, to get back in the lineup, contribute the way you did, really right off the get-go there, you kind of set the tone for the game here. How important was that moment for you and for the team?
Very. I think you get taken out of the lineup, and just because you're just flat out not playing well enough, right? So it's unfortunate, but kind of gives you a chance to reset, and sometimes guys need that, and they don't know that they need that. I felt a little more jump today. I was excited to play and excited to get an opportunity to play, and it was really nice to make the most of it.
How did you see that play sort of unwind? The Hawks sort of had a breakdown of their own defensively. Like, you were pretty much uncontested with it.
Yeah, not often you're around the net and you kind of have that much elbow room. I think when you see a guy like Luke coming downhill, you're not sure if he's going to get you the puck, but you have to be ready for it because these guys can catch you off guard. They make some pretty good things happen with the puck. So just about getting as much wood on the puck as I could. It wasn't necessarily picking a corner or anything, but luckily it went in.
Before we close out today's episode, let me tell you guys about Indeed. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other sites. Indeed sponsor jobs. Put your post at the top of the page and help you reach the right candidates faster. I've actually used Indeed before to book myself some play-by-play gigs, use it to this very day. Now you can speed up the hiring process with a $75 sponsored job credit. Just go to Indeed.com/lockedon right now and support my show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring, Indeed, is all you need. Okay, let's close out today's bonus episode. Take it away once again.
Sheldon, if we can start with some absences that were on the ice today. Tatar, Dowling, Glass, are they? Yeah.
That was an optional skate for us today. Heavily attended, as you could see. A lot of guys didn't skate yesterday, but Tatar and Dowling did skate yesterday and stayed off this morning. Some other guys that are out there weren't out there very long, but Glass is not available tonight. Not on the trip for us. Right now is getting further evaluated and have a better idea. It's possible that he may join us later in the trip, but not available tonight.
Twofold with that, a loss for you guys just because of how well he's really fit into the group since coming in, but we always talk about each individual needing to step up. Yeah,
it's no different. Obviously, Glasser has played well for us, both when he was making an impact on the score sheet, and then also just even when, he hasn't scored the last few games or so. Yeah, he's just on the puck. He's a good player. Helps us in all areas of the game, I think. So, yeah, it's another loss for us, but as you say, it's another opportunity for others to fill in. And we do have lots of bodies here, and Lazar and Bastian will come back in, and they'll be hungry and eager to make an impact, and off we go.
And then when it comes to, making those types of changes, you've sort of been rotating a little bit on defense as well, Cholowski, Nemec. When is the right time for you to see Nemo come back in?
I just think that the time is right. It's he's been out for a bit and been able to work at some things, but also, Cholowski's, I think, done a good job for us, but I think it's something where I see it being fluid with those guys moving in and out, and we'd like to give Nemo another opportunity and get a little traction there. So that's what it's about, really. It's just kind of keeping both guys involved, really.
What do you see from a coach's perspective when you have a player in Nemo's position, trying to learn what it is to be a pro that is in and out of the lineup at this moment of his career?
Yeah, you're hoping that you're just a little bit better each time out, that you've learned a little bit something about the league, and probably more importantly about yourself.
Right.
He's a young player. It's still adjusting and adapting to playing in the league, and it's hard to do that at a time of the year and in a predicament like we are, where every game and every shift matters so much. The stakes are very high. I think I look at this as a far different experience than anything he would have experienced last season at this stage. But I think that's good and healthy at the same time, not just for him, but Luke as well, and our entire team, frankly. You're trying to take a step to be good at this time of year, good chance for him to get back in tonight.
Chicago has injected a lot of youth into their lineup since you last saw them. What challenges do they present? What's problematic about them?
Well, lots of speed and skill. So you make mistakes or you play a free-flowing game, they can make you pay for it. They're coming off a game when they got 7, so they can score, make plays, and I think they're just out, having fun and competing and all that kind of stuff. So the focus, of course, is on our game. But we've seen enough examples of what they're capable of, when you give them opportunities to establish and play their game and get going to their game. They got, you mentioned a lot of the youth that they've brought in, but they got a lot of good NHL players that have been around the league, and there's lots to focus on there that can really be an advantage for them if you allow it to be. So that's really our biggest challenge today.
Is your goalie tonight?
Sorry?
Your goaltender tonight?
Mark Sherman.
Thank you.
How do you, thank you. A lot of coaches, I don't know if this is your philosophy, kind of look at things in 10-game segments. You're now entering into this final 10 games of the season. What is the approach level to this for you? And how do you view that 10 games?
Yeah, I don't necessarily, I'm not much of a segment guy just because I believe it's just every game that comes your way, and I believe you got an opportunity to win every game that comes your way. You kind of break the season up to look at some statistical trends and things of that nature. But as you say, that it is the final 10 games here, so it's a good round number. We've actually separated it a little bit to have kind of this 4-game segment right now. We've got 3 on the road here. We'll get back to finish the back-to-back with Minnesota at home. And then we'll get a bit of a break. We'll get 4 days there between our next game, and which is the final 6 games of the season. So we've kind of broken it up that way. We've looked at it as, approaching a game here today as just an opportunity for us to start a road trip and get back on the right side of things. Not unlike the way that we did when we came off a disappointing loss against Winnipeg at home ice and had to go into Philadelphia right after the trade deadline. So similar in nature for us in terms of the messaging and what our group was capable of, where we ripped off 3 in a row and then 4 wins in 5 games. I think that's the kind of momentum I'd like to see us build here today going into the final 10.
Thanks, Sheldon.
Exciting down the stretch for you there the last couple of minutes?
No, it's exactly what we needed. It's great for us. We need to find our way through these situations. It was good.
Sheldon, it really looked like your guys were able to get into a groove. You were really able to roll your 4 lines. How important was getting into that rhythm against this team? Yeah,
it was important. I think you need to get a win here on the road, and you want to have everyone involved here at the start of a road trip. That's really important. You want everybody contributing, as I thought they did. We get Bastian gets a goal to start us off, and I thought we got good efforts from all of our lines, and maybe we'd like to score another 1 or 2 just to get a little more separation with the amount of time we had in the offensive zone tonight. But I thought we played a really good third period. We didn't really give up anything until that 6-on-5. Obviously, we want to do a better job with the 6-on-5, but I thought the job we did, to that point until their goalie came out, I thought really set us up, for the win with managing a 2-goal lead.
And how important was that? Just given that we've talked so much about these third periods lately that have been uncharacteristic.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta rinse it. You gotta find your way through it, and that's what I'm getting at with saying I think it's exactly what we needed. As much as. You wish we did a better job at the 6-on-5 and they didn't get one. I like that the intensity and the emotion and the urgency of the game really ratcheted up at the end, and we had to find our way through that. That's really important for us. So to do that, still get the 2 points, I think is a good day for us. And important for Markey too, I imagine. He's been trying to get back into his groove, but to actually get the W. Yeah, no question. That's important. Winning's a good feeling for everybody, and you get to leave here feeling good about your effort and the result. Sometimes the effort's there and the result hasn't been. Markey in particular competes every single night, so nice to have him leaving with a win. Can you just comment on Dawson Mercer's play tonight, the way he was able to contribute and be effective as he was? Yeah, I thought he did a good job. It's on the power play in particular, obviously, is where he did a good job. I don't know if they ended up giving him that first goal there or to Timo, but he recognized, they were kind of laying off him here today. and he attacked the net there. And then the second goal, again, they kind of lay off him and take away Timo. He takes his ice and rips it in the net. So, yeah, that's good for him, and hopefully offensively something for him to build on.
How big was both the shorty and the disallowed goal?
Yeah, really important. You know, get a good balance and good fortune with the disallowed goal for sure. Really good job on the shorthanded goal. You know, and that penalty kill in particular, obviously they scored real quick. Kind of a broken play on our first penalty kill in the first period. So to not only get the kill the second time, but to score was really big to grow our lead.